The Batman opens up this weekend, and here is my quick non-spoiler review. Guys, I like this movie a lot. I liked it a lot. Here is the Rotten Tomatoes score right now, 85% by the critics, 93% by the audience score, and the general buzz for it is that, yeah, man, it's awesome. It's a great theater experience. It's the best theater experience I've seen this year, and Robert Pattinson, he has totally won me over here. I was in the category of doubt. I was kind of like, can this Twilight guy, can he do it? Yes, he can. And then he's Batman for like 90% of the movie. He's barely in there as Bruce Wayne. The Riddler in it, he's fantastic too. Great villain. Paul Dano, you get that Seven vibe from him, like that movie with David Fincher, Seven. He's very much that Zodiac kind of John Doe villain, but Zoe Kravitz steals the show here. She's awesome. Every scene that she is in, you're like, wow. She's great as Catwoman. And what it is here, guys, I'm going to tell you this. You want to compare it to other Batmans. You want to compare it to other Catwomen. You don't need to. And I was like, well, do I like her as much as Anne Hathaway? Do I like her as much as Michelle Pfeiffer? It doesn't matter. I like all of those Catwomen. I like all of those Catwomen. But she's also great. She's fantastic here as Selina Kyle. And the chemistry between them is something that you'll be just like, oof, wow. They really bring it. The chemistry between these two, it's stellar. Let's talk about some of the criticisms. Is it too long? Yes, it is too long. It's a 3-hour film, and there's like a 4-hour version out there somewhere that we'll see eventually somewhere. But when you think about it, you're like, afterwards, yeah, maybe they could have cut that scene out. Maybe they could have trimmed it a little bit here. But my first viewing of it, I was kind of like, it didn't bother me at all. It didn't bother me. But if you were to complain about it and say that it was too long, yes. And it'll have to see how it marinates here upon second viewings, because you do want to watch it again if it fares as well. But overall, guys, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. The cast is something that it just helps round out and flush out this universe. The cast is phenomenal. And if I said before that Zoe Kravitz steals the show, Jeffrey Wright as Gordon, James Gordon, he's brilliant in this as well. There's a couple scenes in it where you're just like, I like what he's doing with Gordon. That's really cool. And he has a great chemistry with Robert Pattinson there. They do a lot of the detective work, and it's really a detective story. Once you figure out what the Riddler's plans are, it's kind of like, oh, we're going there? Oh, okay, now it's turned into a Batman villain story. Now he's a villain. He's a true villain on that scale and scope. Now, other than that, what else are people complaining about? The color grading? No, I don't think so. It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. Is it too long? Yes, a little bit too long. But other than that, guys, go see it in the theater, because it's a fun time. And the only other thing that I can complain about is that they used that Nirvana song, Something in the Way, that may date it. It may date it, but I don't care about that. It's a 30-year-old song by now, so it's just awesome. I want to go out and watch it again. That's my non-spoiler review for The Batman. I would give it a 9 out of 10 for sure. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year. It's right up there, guys. It won't let you down. It won't let you down. And I was somebody that was in that camp with the skepticism, the little bit of doubt about Pattinson. Don't worry. That all goes away. He won me over. So that's it. Let's talk about some spoilers right now, guys. Let's talk about some spoilers. So you got some time now to click off if you don't want to hear my spoiler thoughts about this movie. Let's talk about the big scene here that we saw in the trailers. We saw this in the trailers that there's a scene where the Riddler gets himself captured and, he's interrogating him. And this is a great scene because you actually felt like he's being cornered. Batman's being cornered. He's being actually stripped down here by the Riddler because the Riddler knows who he is, and it's kind of like I felt that. I felt that in the theater, kind of like you know who I am? That kind of like, uh-oh. That oh no kind of moment. And then his big plan here to blow up the city walls that contain the water. Bad city planning. But then you realize the scope. That's what I was talking about. The scope of his villainy that elevates him to Batman villain status. Was it cheesy? Was it? Yeah, but it's a little bit campy. But that was my favorite part of the movie. Once you realize, okay, now it's finally turning into like a real Batman story. Aside from the detective stuff, the crime boss stuff took a little bit too long to go into. But this is the scene where the Joker is as well afterwards. And that's the scene I was talking about, where if they really wanted to make people stand up and cheer, they should have, they filmed it. So they had Barry Keoghan play this role, the Joker. We get to see a little bit of his eyes, and we get to hear him laugh, but they should have showed us, and then it would have been like the cap on the movie to make us go, yeah, we want to see that. But for the most part, guys, this it's really well done. Oh, and I wanted to mention the Alfred. I wasn't a big fan of this version of Alfred. The Batman and him had a relationship, but it was kind of like strained, and they were sort of at odds with each other. I didn't really like that. I had nothing wrong with Andy Serkis's portrayal of him, but it was the weakest part of the film for me. It didn't really work. I put out this video yesterday about when you could go to the bathroom in the funeral scene. Yeah, you can go to the bathroom in the funeral scene because there's a full minute-long clip of the funeral scene out on YouTube. So that makes sense. You can go to the washroom there because you've seen the clip on YouTube, and it's about halfway through. But we'll take a look at some of these images and talk about some of the spoilers in this. Cobblepot, this is at the end of the film. He's looking at the aftermath of what the Riddler had done to the city after Falcone has been shot and killed. Now that I would agree with, guys. They just wanted him to leave the building so Riddler can shoot him. Like, that's all he wanted to do. He was sitting up there the entire time, waiting day and night for him to come out. I don't buy that. That was a little bit thin. A little too much Deus Ex Machina. But it's minor. It's so minor because everything else in it was fantastic. The color grading, some people will complain about. It's dark. It's a Batman. Of course it's going to be dark, but it does have some good cinematography in it, guys. It's great. It's a great Batman film. And Robert Pattinson, I can't champion him enough. And where does it rank for me in the realm of the other Batman movies? You're not going to beat The Dark Knight. Now, I said in my initial reaction, it's not the best Batman movie because this is the best Batman movie. This is a really solid Batman movie. It's a 9 out of 10 Batman movie. It's going to be up there in the annals of all the Batman movies that have been made. This one's still my favorite Batman movie of all time, though. Even though I love The Dark Knight, I just grew up with this one. This is the Batman that I grew up with, the Keaton one. It's just, it's a part of my childhood. And this will be a part of other people's childhoods, the Batman, this version of the Batman. And I want to see more. And that's all I'll say. I want to see more from this universe. And that's it. That's my review for the Batman. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it.